Welcome back to another episode of the Transaction Care Podcast. My name is Lillian Hernandez, aka Lily Like the Flower, because we are learning and growing together. New episodes are released every Monday. My goal is to demystify the business of real estate and empower you to start your journey today. So let's get into today's episode 32. Yeah, I'm going to keep naming these episodes because every time I go to record them, I'm just like, wow, I can't believe I've made it this far. And I know there's a long journey ahead, but I'm going to enjoy this moment today. So thank you to all my listeners, supporters, those that message me, contact me, those that I've been coaching, guiding, and those that have joined my TC community. What? I see you guys. We're out here. As soon as they are like, hey, can you help me with this? Boom, there's content uploaded. It's that quick, that easy. And it's still very important for me to keep this space going, for us to work together, to collaborate, to learn and grow in a safe space that is just for us. Being a mentor and coach in this space, someone that can help you guide you, plus provide you with the practical and simple tips to thrive is part of my mission. The work is ultimately on you to start and follow through, but I know from personal experience how isolating and lonely this journey can be. I mean, even in my 5th year, half a decade, I still have those lonely moments or those moments of doubt like, am I doing this right? Am I cut out for this? Those questions pop in my mind regularly. I mean, why do you think I started this podcast? Yeah, community. I need and thrive with community, and I love talking to like-minded individuals like yourselves, getting your perspectives on life, business, money, and so much more. And if you can relate, that's what my TC community is all about. Just being able to log into a safe space, a private community only for paid members that can access full access of resources, information, trainings, live and pre-recorded content, being able to get one-on-one coaching and mentorship from an expert in the field. Hi, my name is Lily Like the Flower. And just to be able to share your wins and gratitude along the way. No algorithms, no random people spamming your comments, no fake accounts, which after you visit mytccommunity.com, sign up and join. Let's get into this story time real quick. So speaking of fake accounts, this week, one of my friends in the industry texted me, and it was around like 8:30 at night on I think like a Thursday or Wednesday. She goes, hey girl, I think there's a fake Facebook profile of you, LOL. Me, what? LOL, I do have 2, but there's another. What does that mean? Am I famous now? Her, okay, maybe it is you. Did you message me on Facebook talking about Elon Musk? ? Exclamation. Me, please send the link or a screenshot. She sends it, and it's a picture of me. If you follow me on Facebook, I posted from my real account this profile and just letting everyone know, hey, that is not me. So, we continue texting and I go, girl, no, capital N-O, not me. Definitely not me, especially after I clicked on the profile, because a couple things. As you can see, first of all, no one is safe on these public platforms. So if you got a request from this fake account, please report it, block it. And this is how you know it's not me. It has my same profile picture, but I do not have a heart with the earth around my profile pic. I won't ever put those filters or those profile, whenever they're in season in terms of like, it's Earth Day, it's Christmas. I'm not going to put any of that on my profile pictures ever. 2, the nerve. I was not born in 1953. Okay, side eye. And I don't know, I'm not affiliated with Elon. I have no intention of ever being affiliated with him. As soon as he bought Twitter, I was out of there. I do not own a Tesla. I am not a part of his foundation. I'm not a part of anyone's foundation other than the one I am building for myself. #myTC community. So the situation with this fake account and hackers was confirmation that me creating my TC community was and is the right decision. So my question is, have you joined? And for those that are a part of my TC weekly newsletter, you guys have a discount, and that discount is going to expire very soon. And if you want to join my TC weekly newsletter, just go to transactioncare.com, enter your name and email. You're automatically submitted into my newsletter. So that deal for my TC Weekly community members expires August 1st. I'm not going to disclose the details because yesterday's price is not today's price, but just know you are getting a great deal being a part of my TC Weekly newsletter. But moving on, be wary of these fake accounts and honestly, add 2-factor notification, put as much security around your social medias as you can. There's a lot happening right now with AI and scammers and hackers, all that stuff that I don't want anyone to get caught up. I'm getting emails as we speak from people trying to log into my Facebook account. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I did. And also be wary of those in the comments. There was someone, when I posted about this happening to me, they were like, oh, contact at, and then they tag someone. They can help you fix it. So initially it looked real because it was the only comment. Then all of a sudden, maybe like half a day later, I get a similar comment, but from a completely different profile. And I was like, oh my God, they're everywhere. I can't escape these fake profiles, whether they're aimed at being me or they are someone else pretending to be someone that is genuinely trying to help. So I'm just saying, protect your IP, protect everything, 2-factor authentication, put your passwords in a safe space, remember your passwords, don't share them with anyone you don't absolutely, truly, humanly trust. But ultimately, do not add any fake accounts that aren't associated with me. If you aren't sure if it is me, message me, email me, DM me on Instagram at Transaction Care. I only have one account at Transaction Care across all social media platforms. Anything else similar to that is not me. I own the word Transaction Care. So if it's anyone else, let me know. I will call my attorneys and get it straightened out ASAP. ASAPery. All right, next on the docket. So if you haven't noticed by now, this is a solo episode. I hope you guys enjoy these solo episodes. They're typically a little shorter. They're geared more towards around giving you guys updates, giving you my perspective on what's going on in business and real estate, in the world, in my world. And I just want to take time to shout out the month of August and all of the amazing interviews I have lined up and coming up, because it's going to be hit after hit after hit after hit of just TCs in the industry that have had an impact on me, that have great influence and are trusted voices within this industry that when I first came into the game, I looked at these people, not just because they were commenting all the time, but mostly because you need that familiarity. Those people that actually go above and beyond and don't just gatekeep or hoard information for themselves. They make themselves available to others who are up and coming. And I know there are many of you that want to be transaction coordinators, or more so, honestly, and I think we should be real with ourselves. We want to have a job where we can work from home, where we can have location independence, where we can have that freedom, right? And transaction coordination happens to be one of those jobs. So if you are serious about it, make sure you're listening to this podcast every Monday, or just add it to your podcast list and listen to it whenever you have time. But just make sure you're listening, because the interviews I have coming up in August, every week there's going to be a new interview just rolling out. So I'm getting you guys warmed up for those. And if there is someone that I didn't interview just yet and you want to see or hear on the show, send them my way. Make sure we're all in alignment, and then we'll get the ball rolling on that. But for now, just stay tuned, because August is going to be jam-packed with interviews. And I know in July, this time of year, people are traveling. They're not really fully in the work mode. And plus the market is kind of in this weird, awkward rebuilding, regrouping, updating phase. And summer is just, it fluctuates, right? Just like my weight. The market is up and down. So I'm giving myself the space as well to regroup, readjust, reassess, and focus on all the things that I'm ready to focus on for the fall and in 2024. But like I said, stream the podcast weekly and stay tuned for a lot of big interviews coming up. And again, here's story time number 2 of what happened this week. So speaking of interviews, if you follow me or if you're subscribed to my YouTube channel at Transaction Care, you can go to watchtransactioncare.com to go to my YouTube channel. But I had this grand idea, right? What if I go live, which I've done before. I've gone live by myself so many times on my YouTube channel, more times than I ever thought I was capable of doing. And I figured, they just added this feature where you can go live with someone, right? So I'd never done it, first time ever. And I reached out to someone, and mind you, all the interviews that I have coming up for August were already pre-booked, pre-recorded. So I was like, all right, I have to start fresh. Who can I reach out to? And I found Allison Couric, who I've been subscribed to, but she also does TC content on her channel. And I reached out to her. We'd never met, never spoke, other than just following each other. And I said, hey, I'd love to have you on my podcast, but I have an idea. And again, I like to promote, exercising my courage and, doing things afraid. And I was like, you know what? I don't have a technical background in terms of like sound engineering or microphones, any of that, right? All I know is that I know how to press the buttons to make things work, and I know how to pray. So, me and Allison were, messaging, emailing for about a week and a half. And leading up to the live, I was doing some heavy promo, and we were getting a lot of good responses. And we were both equally just excited and okay with just the unknowns of it all. And I kept telling her, I was like, hey, this is my first time. I just want to make sure everything goes right. But if it doesn't, I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to blame you. Like, we're just kind of rolling with the punches. And the day arrives, and we went live on a Wednesday at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And we both agreed, all right, let's log in like 15 minutes before we go live to practice. So we do just that. Sound is good on her end. Sound is good on my end. Everything is great. 12 o'clock hits. We're live. We're rolling. I'm talking. I'm doing my intro. Allison's there. And then all of a sudden, the sound just goes out. And there's just this massive amount of feedback. It's muffled. We had to stop and start over several times. It was giving me versus Teddy Riley versus Babyface era. It was giving me technical difficulties. It was giving me, this is trash. What's going on? I was so embarrassed. Like, I really wanted to quit on the spot, but we didn't. And I just went through my little imaginary toolbox. I mean, at this point, it's not little, but I went through my imaginary toolbox and I said, okay, breathe. What else can we do? So I shut down everything in my surroundings. I shut down my laptop. I shut down my speakers. I closed windows, closed doors, turned off my Wi-Fi, turned off the Bluetooth. I did everything to just make sure my phone was operating properly. And again, this went on for a good 15 minutes. Like, if you go to the live right now, the first, I'd say 15 to 20 minutes were a mess. And I didn't really know what I was doing. It was the first time trying this feature on YouTube. So I can take accountability for my part, but whatever happened with the mic, I don't know, it's haunting me right now. But Allison was so gracious, and despite, the technical difficulties, we powered through and embraced all parts of this experience and got it done. Whether it sounds great or not, honestly, I'm still working on the editing parts of it, and I'm praying that we don't have to redo it. My mind is getting a little creative, but again, our conversation was amazing nonetheless, and I do thank her and the audience, because there were people in the live as well, for their patience, even with this terrible sound quality on my end. I'm currently, like I said, I'm in the process of researching ways to restore it, but the video is on my YouTube page, and I'm not going to be sharing it a lot until I can find a better way to, a way to make it better. But all I'm saying is that even in spite of preparation and being hyper focused on needing to be perfect or overly prepared, how much of that are you factoring in failure, errors, technical difficulties, and how will you show up in those moments as well. In my mind, it's not that I want things to go bad, but I leave space in all of my projects and all of my actions for those just in case moments. I'm not hyper focused on them, but I can slow down and breathe through it and say, okay, how can I pivot? How can I shift? Do we need to log out and log back in? Do we need to just stop this and redo it on another day? Can we power through? Versus just giving up and calling myself a failure, or being scared and running away and never doing any of this stuff ever again. Considering this like an embarrassment, or having shame and casting myself, outcasting myself within this TC world. Like, I could have easily abandoned my dreams and my goals in that moment, but I chose not to, because I realized all of this is just data. It's just information. I'm so grateful for the experience, and I'm so grateful that I had someone gracious enough to roll with the punches and embracing all of those technical difficulties and all parts of that experience, because I would not have been able to do that or been so patient. But yeah, that also went down this week. So I'm going to take a deep breath, because it was a lot. There was a lot that went into that. It was a lot that now I have to maneuver through, but I always feel like it's the information I need to prepare me for something bigger. Now, how am I going to respond to this? What action am I going to take? Or am I just going to sit back and dwell and do nothing about it and just stay in the same spot I was on Wednesday and never fix it? For me, I choose to move forward with the information to make myself better and to learn and improve from. Because that's life. That is life. And I still had fun. And I will do it again. Maybe not anytime soon, or with, if Oprah comes across my timeline, if she says, you want to go live on YouTube, I say yes, but can your team do the production part? Help me look good, because I don't know what's going on my end. But anyway, I'm starting to ramble. So if you are stuck in your business, or even knowing where to start, or you have everything lined up, you just don't know how to start, the best advice at this point I can give you is to just start. Messy, afraid, as long as everything is done legally, there's always room to improve, to fix, to recoup, all of that. But if you are still stuck and unsure on how to move forward, my TC community is a place for you to be. It's more than just learning how to be a transaction coordinator. It's your mindset. It's all those nuances that people don't talk about. And of course, there are many other courses and books that I encourage you to experience, to download, to buy. But when you're all alone in this world and you're just still unsure, like, okay, I have all this information, I just don't know how to take action, my TC community will provide those actionable steps with you and for you to get to the next levels and to reach your fullest potential and to reach whatever your definition of success is. We'll even slow it down and like, what is your definition of success? Take the time to answer questions like that. What are my values? What is success to me? What is failure? Is failure getting 0 people to join my TC community? Is it 1 member after 6 months? Is it 10 members after 6 months? Whatever the case, you have the power to define all these things for you. You don't have to go by the way society tells us we should be living, or how we should be expecting things to be great. It's your life. It's your business. There's no right or wrong way. It's really just your way. How do you want to achieve your big goals, your big dreams, and create this way of life, this way of living for yourself moving forward? So with all that said, that was this week's episode. I just wanted to come up here and give you all an update on what was going on with me and the craziness that does go on throughout the week. I am human. As much as I try to do a million things at once, again, I know there will be roadblocks. There will be people trying to get into my Facebook, trying to imitate me. There will be technical difficulties. There will be moments where I just don't have it in me. But I know, even with all the failures, the losses, the grief, the stress, the shame, there's also celebration. There's power. There's strength. There's courage. There's love. There's support. There's help. There's always a way out. And there's always people there to support you and love you and guide you. And I hope I am one of those people, whether it's through the podcast, YouTube, social media, my TC community, in person, whatever the case may be. I hope I have empowered you in your journey to take those first steps, to start thinking about, what do I want my future to feel like? What do I want it to look like? Who do I want to be there? Where do I want to travel to? All that. There's so many elements and layers, but again, it's all in you. You have the power, and I'm grateful each and every day for every single one of you that listen to this show. And if you've made it this far in the episode, big shout out to you. If you want a free t-shirt, DM me. I'll send it to you. No problem. And remember, August is going to be jam-packed with interviews. You know what? Just follow me on social media. I will unveil who will be on the show there at Transaction Care on TikTok and Instagram. Those are my two main hubs. Obviously, I am on Facebook, but I'm probably going to lay low on that account for a minute. But follow me on social media, Instagram and TikTok at Transaction Care, so you can find out who will be on the show in August. And subscribe to my newsletter, join my TC community. New episodes of the podcast are released every Monday. So until then, this has been another episode of the Transaction Care Podcast. My name is Lillian Hernandez, but you can call me Lily like the flower, because we are learning and growing together. So until the next episode, I'm giving you the keys. There are no gatekeepers here. Care for yourself, care for your wealth. Your time is worth it. Let's coordinate. Talk soon.